Just for those who don't know, Passover is celebrated in Egypt. Just for your info. As you celebrate Passover, you're leaving Egypt. You celebrate Passover in the world as a worldling. That's where you celebrate Passover. As an unbeliever, you believe in the blood of the Lamb and what Jesus has done, and you are justified. You live and move. To celebrate Pentecost, you must be in the desert at Sinai. That's where the Holy Spirit reveals himself as a consuming fire on the mount, and the Lord speaks to you. So the word of the Lord comes to you. That is Pentecost, celebrated at the transition point between where you should go and the promised land. Tabernacles is celebrated in tents. You leave your house. You come out from your house of stone, your comfort, your bed. You get leafy branches, you cut them and build a booth. And God, Sukkot in the Hebrew, God dwells with you. That's tabernacles. So most Christians think it's so sad. They actually stay in Egypt after they are justified. They love the world and the things in the world. That's what John meant, 1 John 2. That if any man loves the world, the love of the Father is not in him. Because all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eye, the pride of life, is not of the Father, but is of the world. That is what the mixed multitude and the Israelites began to hanker for in the wilderness. They were hankering for the world. Garlic, cucumbers, leeks. And he was saying, no. So when you come to the Lord, you are meant to leave Egypt. But when you love Egypt, even though you've gone to have an encounter with the Holy Spirit on the mountain, you've encountered Pentecost. Those guys, after that encounter, said, let us go back to Egypt. And God went, He said, look we have no meat here. We keep eating this life. We don't want it. One kind of experience. We want variety. We want differences. I want there to be something like I used to enjoy. He said, the love of the Father. This is the funny thing. If you continue in his word, you will know the truth. The truth will make you free. Free you into what? Life. You go on. In the place where you celebrate tabernacles, the promised land, that's the place. The first time the children of Israel were to enter the promised land was barely 2 years after they left. 2 years. 40 years is not normal. It's when you're stubborn that is stretched to 40 years. It's 2 years. So 2 years after they left Egypt, they were at what they call Kadesh Barnea. That place, the edge of that place was a place called Sukkot. That is tabernacles. They were to enter into tabernacles shortly after. They entered Pentecost, 2nd month. They left Passover in the middle of the 1st month. Entered Pentecost, 2nd month. 50 days from Passover is Pentecost. They were at Sinai. Then, fast forward, they ought to have entered tabernacles shortly thereafter. They refused. They stood there and said, they are giants. These giants are big. These giants we cannot overcome. In other words, God cannot do what he said he would do. God is weaker than giants. We cannot what are some of the giants? Greed, money, fear, lust. All these things that seem so powerful that defeat Christians, that defeats the people of this world. Those things are the giants. The giants must and can be overcome. If you don't believe it, you will doubt and you'll turn back. So these are people that it's not that they are no more Christians, but they run. They say, I would like to, but I can't. And they give up. They say, I would. If I could, I would. And we are looking at one such example. The riches. That's what defeated that rich young ruler from following Jesus into the promised land. He wanted to enter life. He wanted to enter tabernacles. He wanted to enter glorification, the Holy of Holies, joy. He wanted to enter, but the giant that stopped him was the giant of fear. What happens if I give up all my money, all my comfort, all of this? What happens if I do? I can't do it. And because he felt he couldn't do it, he turned back.